What is good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Team COG. And today I'm coming at you guys here with some super quant test hands. So I actually took this to my live stream and took it to remote to local. So if you guys want to check that out, please ding that notification bell down below so you guys do not miss any time I upload or go live. And then for those who missed the live streams are always uploaded to Patreon. So for the small price to support the channel of a Twitch sub, you can support the channel and get Patreon only exclusive content and the live stream. So all that will of course be down in the links down below. You can also support the channel by checking out our sponsors above: TCG Player, Ultra Pro, etc., your playmat, all that fine jazz. So for those who don't know, I actually built this deck once the ban list was released. E-Tally came to 2. Still haven't got my second E-Tally, which is, you know, probably something to do with TCG Player or just vendors or sellers on TCG Player. So I'm still waiting for that. I'm also still waiting for my Zeus. However, I'm not going to not play the deck. I'd rather get as much testing as I can in with the deck and move forward. So today I'm gonna bring you guys some test hands featuring the deck and some of the combos and test hands that it can do. The deck is most famously known for pumping out great King Magnus here. So we're gonna run through some test hands and I'm gonna show you, hopefully be able to show you, as long as the curse of the camera does not exist here, be able to show you guys how often you can get the Great King out here. But yeah, we'll go ahead and shuffle up here and jump into the first test hand. Okay guys, here we go. We're gonna do a quick cut. And then we're gonna go ahead and draw our first 5 cards, which is gonna be the ship, drag down, which is something I'm testing currently, Fairy Alphen, blue layer, and white layer. So this hand's actually quite crazy, to be honest with you. So you're gonna go to activate Magna Carrier. So this hand is pretty good. You can start by just normal summoning Alphen, right? So, and then you go drag down to the grave. So you're going to look at your opponent's hand, put discard, get rid of any hand trap, nib, imperm, veiler, anything that might stop the Alphen, ash, etc. You know, like if they ash this, this has done its job, right? So to be honest with you, we're going to play like best case scenario, the opponent is going to know exactly what to hit in our hand. So right here, the best card to hit is the blue layer. So they're going to hit the blue layer. We're going to draw it into Desires, which is actually really crazy. This deck can just abuse Desires to its fullest. And you kind of need that extra hand advantage anyway. But so we get rid of the hand trap in their hand, so now we have the freedom to play, as long as they didn't draw into like an ash. Actually, testing this deck, I played against one of my buddies. He was playing Virtual World. I ended up hitting out, I believe, an ash. He drew an imperm and hit me with an imperm. It was like, you know, the statistically, like how he should not draw into that is there. However, it's just, I was unlucky. But we're going to go ahead and activate Alphen's effect, tribute itself, and then we get to reveal 3. So we're going to reveal 1, 2, which we'll find white, and then green here. So your opponent gets to roll a die, or this gets given to us at random, and the rest gets sent to the graveyard. So we'll just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It was a 4. So that summons out the white layer and sends these 2 to the graveyard. So there's going to be a few chain links that are going to happen here. We're going to go chain link 1, white layer, chain link 2, red layer, chain link 3, green. So we will go ahead and pitch the white to draw another card. We draw into a green. White layer will summon back. Let's go ahead and summon back the blue. And then white layer's effect. I don't think we needed to trigger this effect, but we'll just go ahead and do it anyway to send the 3rd white to add us, and then white layer's effect will activate, adding us Alphen. So now we got to think of what we can do here. I think we can just go ahead and activate Pot of Desires, hopefully draw into another extender. However, currently we do have the ability to pitch these 2 and give us Luster Rex and Grand Pulse, which wouldn't be awful. But we'll just go ahead and go Desires. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We know the opponent does not have Ash because we ripped it out of their hand. So we'll go ahead and then draw 2. Draw Foolish Burial and draw Ash Blossom. So this is going to be interesting here. So then, this is actually going to be probably one of the worst hands I've actually been able to see. So we can pitch these 2 to give us that. And see, this is kind of where the deck gets really interesting in a way. Alphen is severely up to chance, so like white layer is probably the worst or second to worst that we could have hit. But, you know, we have to reveal 3 different names. So I think our best bet is just to discard these 2. And then we just go ahead and make these guys right here with an Ash in hand. And then we have like this for a follow-up. This is going to be able to shuffle back. And then, of course, that's not too bad. Let's see what we banished off of Desires. We banished the Scythe, so that's okay. That still prevents us from going into like the Dagda route, which I was looking into doing anyway. So yeah, I mean, this is the deck is like kind of weird. It's a mix between combo and then control. So like, this is kind of what you want to end on. We do have the follow-up the next turn with the normal summon of this. We draw for turn. We're drawing another Alphen, which probably wouldn't happen because we use the Luster Rex detached to white. White would give us the Alphen, so we draw another card. But for the most part, we do have 3 forms of interruption, which is not too bad. Spell and trap removal, monster effect negation, and an Ash Blossom, so that's not entirely too bad. But again, like, every time you resolve the rabbit, it's almost like you have a 50-50 shot of getting to Magnus or not. So, well, the only thing we can do is just wrap it up and go on into the next one. Hopefully, the next ones will be better moving forward. Okay, here we guys go. Test hand number 2. We're just going to go ahead and do a quick cut and draw our first 5 cards. There we go. Red layer. Succession, blue layer, called by, and emergency teleport. So this is actually pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and I think we start out by specialing red, which is interesting that we're specialing red in his actual deck and not like Infernobles, right? We special summon red layer. We'll go and fire off emergency teleport to grab us blue. Blue's effect. So now we got to think here. If we use, this is where like the deck kind of comes a little bit more intricate because we do not have access to Magna Carrier. We need access to Magna Carrier, or we have no draw. So like or no ability to get to Magna. So I feel like we have to grab Magna here. I do believe that is, or technically, yeah, we have to grab Magna without having access to it. We need to get access to Magna Carrier simply because we have to be able to XYZ, and that's the gimmick of the deck. So, activate Magna Carrier. We'll go ahead and link these guys off. We haven't normal summoned too, so we do got to keep that in. Yeah, keep that in mind. To make Dagda. Effect of red layer to summon back blue. Let's see here. We can then go Magna Carrier's effect, pitch for cost, target blue, chain Dagda. Dagda will grab us, set Scythe from the deck. And then we'll just go ahead and smack on top here. Grand Pulse. I have an ulti somewhere, I just have to dig it out and find it. I've had it for years. And then we'll go ahead and go Succession for red. Red effect on summon to add back blue. We'll then go ahead and use Magna Carrier's effect again. Let's see here, Blue's a good follow-up for a normal summon for the following turn. So if we pitch call by, I think we hold on to call by. We pitch here to go ahead and summon out red. So once red is out here, we have call by, we set. And this is our ending board. So we have a quick effect pop with Magna Liger. We have the ability during the standby phase to fire off Grand Pulse here to go ahead and target the Scythe. And then if they have Ghost Bell or anything like that, we do have called by that set to be able to bring back out the Scythe. And then Scythe extra deck locks our opponent. You can go ahead and use blue to shuffle back a blue so that we keep a blue in the deck at all times. And yeah, if that does not stop your opponent, I don't know what will. And then I think, you know, like if we fire off, there's a lot of different, like I said, there's tons of variants, of course. If you fire off the Magna Liger, red layer's effect will activate summoning back out the blue. And then you start your turn with drawing for turn. We're drawing another red layer, which is not awful, but it's not looking to be too good, I think. Simply because we needed to draw, we could almost get out Magnus, but I mean, again, the deck's not like, that's not the deck's win condition. Of course, it's supposed to be like controlling the board. If I was me, I would go ahead and go up into for this follow-up here, I would go ahead and go here up into this guy, the Neo Super Quantum Mech King. Use Grand Pulse's effect to absorb this. And then we could tribute here. Use Red Layer's effect to add back Red Layer. We then could go effect pitch here to go ahead and summon out this guy. I think, and I do believe you'd go like Chainlink 1 or Chainlink 2. You could go Chainlink 2 red, Chainlink 1 Neo, draw a card off of the Neo. We draw Ash, which is not bad. And then bring out Liger. And then we could turn these guys here into an Apollosa for 2, which is not the best. But I mean, it is, you know, it is something. And then we have Ash in hand, of course, that we drew. So again, that's just kind of the gist of what we're trying to do here. Control the board with the Zords. And then if we can make Magnus, we make Magnus. Because Magnus, if you guys have not read Magnus, he is crazy. But we'll go ahead and do a third test end. We'll shuffle it up here and see if we can get Magnus out. Okay, guys, so we're going to do a quick cut here. And then draw our 5 cards, which is going to be Red Layer, Alphen, which is good. Immersive Teleport, which is pretty good. Green Layer, which is good. And White Layer. So this is actually... Wow, this is... I got to think here. This is actually a pretty good hand. We opened all the Rangers. E-Telly just gets us where we need to be. And then if E-Telly doesn't, like... Depending if they have a hand trap, of course, you know, like... It's always up to hand traps. This hand does not really play through too many hand traps, I'd say. If we go, like, E-Telly and they Ash this... Yeah, but who's going to Ash E-Telly? They'll probably Ash the blue, which would be my guess. But we'll go ahead and go E-Telly. Well, yeah, we'll go ahead and go E-Telly out blue. Blue's effect to grab us Magna Carrier. So we grab the Magna. And then we can do... We can normal this, special Alphen. We'll go Alphen effect, tribute. Then we reveal 1, 2, and I think, depending on the matchup, you can go for another green, or you can go for a blue. If you're going against a more spell trap heavy, you can go for this. If you have the intention of going for like the Dagdun Scythe combo, it's easier just to go for blue because you can just hard make Grand Pulse instead of having to rely on Magna. So for that, we'll just, you know, we'll go green because we haven't showed the green Zord yet, you know. Ouroboros, we haven't shown him yet. So we'll go here. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, 6. So we'll go here. Again, some chain links are going to happen. Chain link 1, chain link 2, chain link 3. So effect here. We'll go ahead and pitch Red Layer to draw a card. We draw drag down. So then chain link 2, we'll summon back out green. And then White Layer's effect, we'll send another White Layer wherever it may be. And that White Layer will grab us another rabbit from the deck. There we go. So we send here, add the rabbit. And actually, we're going to be able to make the king. There we go. We finally got a hand where we can make a king. You just go ahead and activate Magna Carrier here. You can then just go ahead and go here for Ouroboros. You then can, really, you can go Magna Carrier, pitch here to make ourselves Luster X. Luster X was so close to being really good. I wish Luster X did not have to target a face-up card on the field. Otherwise, we'd have like built-in nib protection. We wouldn't have to play cards like Drag Down and stuff. But we'll go ahead and make Luster X. We'll go ahead and go Magna Carrier. Send to go ahead and make the Grand Pulse. And then as long as they have no response, this is where this card's very interesting here. We'll go effect a Magna Carrier. We send for cost. So it avoids and dodges cards like MST and Ogre. So we send for cost. And then we special summon or just go ahead and make Magnus. So then we will make Magnus here. having a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 different materials, which means the opponent cannot add cards from their deck to their hand. Then he has a quick effect, non-targeting shuffle. He's unaffected by card effects. So it's going to be actually pretty hard to out this guy. Believe it or not, in testing, the way that you out this guy in Tinny is you make Sahara and then just make a token his size, which is crazy. But yeah, and then of course, like these guys get effects when you tag them out. So like during their turn, you can go White Ranger. White Ranger will grab us another rabbit from the deck. And then during our turn, since we're still unaffected, we can go ahead and detach a Green Ranger to pitch one of these extra Quantals we have in our hand to draw an additional card and move on from there. But there's not really much more to go on from here, guys. Like once you establish this, if you're not winning with a 6 material Great Magnus, you're not going to win at all, to be honest with you. And then of course, like if your opponent has a Kaiju, they have a Kaiju, you know. But that's like where, like, even if they Kaiju this, you summon back 3 of these guys, which are, you know, at least something. It can block some damage, you know. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into a 4th test hand. Okay, guys, 4th and maybe the final test hand. We'll just go ahead and do a quick cut and draw our first 5 cards, which will be Imperm, E-Telly. Man, we're seeing E-Telly quite a bit, which is awesome. Monster Reborn, Desires, and White Ranger. This is actually pretty good. Seeing the White Ranger is really good. So I guess we just got it, but see, again, we don't have, well, no, we do. See, this is one of those interesting things. We'll go E-Telly to go ahead and beam out the White Ranger. White Ranger's effect. If they actually ash this, we're kind of struggling, but I mean, if they ash this, we have Pot of Desires and everything. But we'll go ahead and grab the Magna Carrier. We'll then go ahead and use the White Ranger to send off the blue to summon itself in defense. And then we'll use White Ranger's effect that will send another White Ranger and then add us a Quantal. The Rabbit. Rabbit is really important to the strategy. Rabbit's almost like a Cosmo Tin Can. It's just such a powerful card. And then it's such like hit or miss, like I said. Like if you resolve Rabbit, you are like a 50-50 shot of summoning Magnus. So like it just depends on like that sort of thing. But we'll go ahead and normal Alphen. We'll use Alphen's effect. Again, if they hit us with any sort of hand trap, we just kind of cry. But I mean, we're not totally lost into the dust simply because we'll be able to like put up at least 3 disruptions through a hand trap. And that's something about this deck, like I've learned, is like it can play through like 1 or 2 interruptions. It just truly depends on if the opponent knows what they're doing. And if they don't, like most people are probably not going to know what this deck does. So you just kind of gotta play it like, you know, play it as it gives it, you know. So we will then reveal these 3. You could technically reveal white, but with us having Monster Reborn, I'm not too worried about it. We would ideally, the best one would not be green. Would be the worst in this scenario for sure. But again, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. So go here. We send these to the graveyard. We'll have a, yeah, we're not going to choose. We'll have one effect. We'll go red effect to summon out the green, I believe. Yeah, we'll summon out green. And then we'll go ahead and go here. Before we even fire off the Desires, we want to get to our, like, the deck has multiple win conditions, and there's like 3 of them. It's the Dagda or like big XYZs go Burr, or Magnus, of course. So like we've already, like, we have the ability to set up the Dagda, so we will go ahead and establish that before we fire off these Desires here. So go ahead and go to Dagda. We'll go ahead and go Magna Carrier. I think we go Monster Reborn, and if I remember correctly, Dagda just when an effect of another card on the field is activated, quick effect. So I assume it can it can activate when or chain to Monster Reborn. So it's when an effect of another card on the field is activated. So if it can't, that's okay, because we'll just go ahead and send back this guy. Red Layer's effect will add us green. And just to be safe, in case it doesn't trigger that way because wording is weird, we'll go ahead and go Magna Carrier's effect. And the only thing that changes is if it would trigger, we could Pot of Desires, and then we could like draw into like other Super Quant names to make this draw live. But we'll just go ahead and go here, chain Dagda. Chain Dagda, and then we'll smack on Grand Pulse. And then we'll just go ahead and fire off Pot of Desires, banishing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's see the damage here. Blue, white, green, Nessie. Yeah, not too bad. Draw 2, draw Call By, and draw Snake. Oh, well, I mean, see, that's where, you know, just variance. You never truly know. If we knew we were going to draw Snake, we would have went here and then done things differently. But we can definitely go Magna Carrier, pitch the Snake to summon out Magna Liger, which is like a Trident. And then Snake's effect can activate and then summon itself back. And then technically, if you want to, if you don't value the Magna Liger, you can go ahead and make an Apollosa for 3, and then you have an Apollosa for 3, spell and trap, summon back out the Scythe. However, if you just want to like leave this here, you sure can. If you even want to trigger this, you can. You don't really have to. You know, it's totally up to you. But you do have a Called By and a set imperm, so like you do have quite a bit of disruption. Even at this alone here, you do have Magna Liger, which is a quick effect pop, and this right here. And then of course on the follow-up, depending on what we draw and everything, depending how the turn goes out, we'll draw another red layer, which is not super fantastic, but it is okay. We seem to draw red layer for a turn quite a bit, actually. We did that the last test hand too. But I mean, it's not too bad. Like I said, you're in standby phase, you fire this off, summon this, and then of course, this time you'd use blue, putting back up to 3, and shuffle back, which of course would probably affect this draw, but I mean, it's okay. It's not too detrimental. We're just here to do test hands and kind of combos. There is kind of a 2-card combo in a way, a 2.5 card combo. It sets up the Dagda lock, which I guess I could showcase you guys before the video ends. But yeah, we'll just go ahead and do that real quick. Wrap it up the video by showing you this 2-card combo. Okay, guys, here we are. We're going to be doing the 2.5 card combo. Any card that you have to discard in a 2-card combo, it's kind of like 2.5 cards. So this is a 2.5 card combo, and this combo for Super Quants gets you to the Dagda lock. So it just stops your opponent from having access to their extra deck for the turn, and it's practically the only streamlined, straightforward combo that the deck really has. Otherwise, you're just like RNGing off of like the rabbit and everything like that. And there's not really like any direct lines that the deck does. You kind of just like full send and hope you can make Magnus, or full send and make a board full of Zords or good XYZs, etc. But so start with, it's a 2.5 card combo. All you truly need is red and blue and a discard. So you special summon out red. Normal blue, you will use blue's effect to add you the carrier. You then link these guys off here for Dagda. You then go Magna Carrier. Oh, excuse me, you don't do that. Red's effect will trigger summoning back blue. You then go Magna Carrier, use Magna Carrier's effect, sending the discard from your hand. Chain Dagda to set Artifact Scythe. You then, excuse me, what am I doing here? You go ahead and go right here. So this is like the 2.5 card combo. And then like, of course, during the standby phase of your opponent's turn, you just fire off blue, target this, destroy Scythe. Scythe then comes back, and there you go. And then like, you know, it depends totally what the other 2 cards in your hand are, etc., what you're drawing for turn. But this is like the most streamlined combo that the deck has. So hopefully if you guys are familiar with this deck, you guys comment down below. Let me know what you guys want to see. Let me know if you enjoyed it. And yeah, just please remember, guys, stay safe, stay healthy. This is Charles from Team COG signing out.